I thought my remote was finished when the light wouldn't flash anymore. But one simple step during the teardown showed me something I didn't expect and changed how I fix remotes now. When I opened the battery cover, I realized the problem wasn't the remote itself. One battery was drained, and the other still had power. That small detail sent me down a simple path to bring both the battery and the remote back to life. If you enjoy fixing things at home and saving a little money, you'll want to see this. Let me show you exactly what I did. Start by taking the batteries out of your remote and set them on your workbench. Grab your multimeter and switch it to the DC voltage setting. Now touch the red probe to the positive end of the first battery and the black probe to the negative end. You'll see the reading drop right away. One battery shows almost no voltage left, while the other still has power. That tells you the remote isn't dead, it's just dealing with an uneven pair of batteries. Check both cells a second time to make sure the readings are consistent. Once you confirm which one is weak, you'll know exactly where the problem starts before moving on to the fix. This quick test saves time and helps you avoid guessing. Now that you know one battery is weak, you can give it a small boost using the good one. Take two short pieces of wire and strip the ends so the copper is exposed. Let me know your location in the comments. What state are you in and what projects are you working on at home? Wrap a bit of electrical tape around each wire so you can hold it safely without slipping. You don't need any special tools for this step. Just make sure the wires stay in place and the ends don't touch each other. Connect the positive end of the good battery to the positive end of the weak one. Then connect negative to negative. Once both connections are firm, let the battery sit for a few minutes. The stronger battery will transfer a small charge into the weak one. If the weak battery still needs more power, you can give it an extra push using an old phone charger. Take a charger you no longer use and cut off the plug at the end. Strip the two small wires inside so the copper is exposed. One wire is positive and the other is negative, and that's all you need for this step. Hold the positive wire to the positive end of the battery and the negative wire to the negative end. Keep a steady grip and let it charge for a short time. You don't need long, just a few minutes. This gentle charge helps bring the weak battery back to a usable level. After boosting and charging the weak battery, grab your multimeter one more time and check both cells again. You should see a steady reading now, showing they're holding power. Once the numbers look good, place the batteries back into your remote, making sure the positive and negative ends line up correctly. Press the power button and watch for the small indicator light. If the light still doesn't flash, that tells you the problem is not the batteries anymore. The power is there, but something inside the remote needs attention. This step simply confirms the batteries are ready, so you can move on to the next part of the repair with confidence. Take a small screwdriver and open the remote carefully, starting from the side seams. Once the cover separates, lift out the circuit board and take a close look at the main contacts. Touch the tip of your tester to the LED on the board. If the LED flashes, the board is working fine and the issue isn't electrical. You're looking for dust grime or buildup around the rubber keypad and the contact pads. A dirty keypad is one of the most common reasons a remote stops responding. So this quick check tells you exactly what needs to be cleaned before you put everything back together. Now that you've opened the remote and taken a good look at the circuit board and rubber keypad, you'll probably notice the same thing I did. Dust finger oils and years of buildup settle in every corner. That grime is enough to stop the buttons from making good contact, and it's one of the most common reasons an old remote stops working. Take a soft cloth or a cotton swab and spray a small amount of WD-40 onto it. Don't spray directly onto the electronics. You only need a light coating. Gently wipe the surface of the circuit board, moving along the contact pads and the pathways where dirt collects. WD-40 breaks down the residue quickly, so take your time and let the cloth pick everything up. Next, clean the rubber keypad. This part often holds the most grime because it's touched every day. Wipe the underside of each button, especially the power button. WD-40 loosens the dirt without harming the rubber, so you'll see the surface return to a clean, even finish as you go. Do the same with the plastic shell of the remote. Work around the edges, corners, and spots where dust builds up. Once everything looks clean, set the pieces aside for a moment so the WD-40 can evaporate and the parts can dry. A clean circuit and keypad give you a much better connection when you press the buttons. This step alone often brings a dead remote back to life, and it only takes a few minutes with the right touch. Once everything is clean and dry, you can put the remote back together. Place the circuit board in the case, set the rubber keypad on top, and close the two halves until they snap into place. Put the batteries back in and point the remote toward the TV. Press the power button and watch for the infrared light to flash again. If you cleaned every contact properly, the remote should come back to life right away. It's a simple repair, and it saves you from having to buy a new remote. You've just seen how a weak battery and a dirty keypad can stop a remote from working, and how a little patience can bring it back. Now, your remote is clean, the batteries are revived, and everything is running like new again. If you enjoyed this fix and want more simple repair tricks, you can do it home. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.